Good morning, friends. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So, shall we start today? Today will be the last day of the revision class. We are starting with the BCK. Anyone yet to join, or we can start? All right. Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the revision has to be shared, ma'am. Revision thing. Or that is only, ma'am, the previous one what you said.
Which one, ma'am? Material meeting ID, is it?
No, ma'am. Revision material. The revision print.
No.
PDF file.
Yesterday I have shared question papers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, from those we'll be solving questions, and for theory part we'll be referring study material itself for BCK.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. If you want, I'll just put the meeting ID. You can inform your friends. We'll just wait for a minute or two. If they want to join, you can inform them. Well, so we'll start with the first chapter. Sir has done a quick revision. We'll see chapter wise and side by side we'll solve the questions. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, yes, first chapter is concerned. It is very simple. They tell about the domains and what are the types of human activities and what are the different forms of business organization. Okay, first we'll just see into this. So what are the domains? So each and every sentence in this text material can be asked as a question. So what I would suggest is take a quick reading, 1 or 2 complete reading of sentence by sentence of the study material, including the examples or the tables or overview, whatever they have given. From anywhere they can pick the multiple choice question and they can be asking us. So take a quick reading of the whole text material of BCK once or twice. Then you can solve the questions. Then you will be ready. Okay. So let us just brush through this. What is the meaning of the domain which is telling that BCK is vast? Can anyone tell? BCK is vast with some example which you can connect. So BCK, again, as I told, this is a theory oriented subject. Until we are having two-side communication, it will become little boring or tedious. So I just thought we will make this interactive. Anyone? Am I audible? Aarti ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you should just give some response, right? It's okay if you're wrong. Any example or what is the meaning of BCK is vast? I saw Varun. Varun, are you there? Right. Anyone? Chaitanya? All right. So BCK is vast. It means the scope of the subject itself is vast. It includes both business and other types of business and non-economic activities. And under business, you have further divisions, whatever we have studied, that is trade, commerce, all those. So the domain is vast. Next one, BCK is multidisciplinary or eclectic. So how the question can be asked? They may tell BCK is multidiscipline, BCK is eclectic. What do you mean by that? So they can give us it is multidisciplinary. It is only concerned about one subject as such. Something like that. They can start giving you options. So you should be clear with the other terminologies also. So eclectic is also the same as multidisciplinary. All right. Then these are some examples what they have given. All right. And last one is it is ever evolving and expanding. That is throughout the it is under constant change. All right. Then you have how BCK is important for chartered accountants. Again, these paragraphs questions can be formed in any manner. They have highlighted some points. Apart from that points also, the questions can be picked up. So what is the meaning of FMCG? Full form of FMCG.
Fast moving consumer goods.
Correct. So fast moving consumer goods. Correct. So all these small full forms or mnemonics which is given in the study material, all those you can make a mark with different color pen, so that whenever you are making a revision, you can look at it quickly and you can complete the study. All right. Then they speak about what are the different types of economic activities and non-economic activities. Economic activities, you have further classification. So non-economic activities are due to emotional or sentimental reasons or altruism. What is the meaning of altruism? So until and unless anyone is answering, I'm not going further. Someone should unmute and answer. Altruism, what is the meaning? No one. If no one is responding, then should we continue with this?
Ma'am,
Yes, Pawan, go ahead.
ma'am, that means we are doing some work for others
Others, okay.
without any return.
Written, okay. Nice. So Pawan saved the day. Otherwise, sir is going to log in. All right. I'm not scaring you, but sir is going to log in some time. So, take. All right. Screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Altruism means selfless concerns for the welfare of others. As Pawan told, it is not for the personal benefit, but it is for the benefit of the other members, that is others as such, as a whole. Then what are the distinguishing characteristics of economic activities? They are always income generating, then they are productive, then every consumption is an economic activity. Even self-consumption, producing for self-consumption, is it an economic activity or non-economic activity? Economic activity. Farming. So farming is actually economic activity. Even though it is done only for self-consumption, it is an economic activity. Then through this economic activity, it leads to savings, investment, and finally after investment, will amass wealth. These are the different features of economic activity. Then you have the meaning of business. And different types of economic occupations. One is employment, profession. This table is very important. Distinction between business, profession, and employment. There are a lot of points. You can go through this. All right. So we'll solve the question paper. I have shared in the group also. So this is the mock test paper which was issued for November 2019 examination. So test series is October test series. All right. We'll solve both economics and BCK. Not all the questions. Just a second. So yesterday we had not solved questions on business cycles. We'll solve that first. Then we'll come to other questions. All right. I want someone to read out. Yeah. I want someone to read out question number 55 onwards.
Shall I, ma'am?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The term business cycle refers to.
What is the answer? You can go through the options.
Option B, ma'am.
B, fluctuation levels of economic activity over a period of time. Correct. Next one. The lowest point in business cycle is referred as?
Option D.
Sorry, option?
D.
D, trough. Correct. Next one. An indicator which occurs simultaneously with the business cycle movements. What type of indicator?
Coincident indicator.
Coincident indicator. Next one. Lagging indicator. Which of the following is an example of lagging indicator? So what is lagging indicator? The type of indicator which shows the effects only after the business cycle.
Option A.
It is option D, right? So interest rates, consumer price index, and corporate profits, all of the three are lagging indicator. We'll just check the answer just a second. It is option D. So why? Because corporate profits, once your business goes into boom or it reaches its trough, that time what will happen? Your profits will only be shown, or it will only be reflected after the completion of the financial year. You would have reached the depression, but even then your corporate profits will be given to you only after the completion of financial period. So it is a lagging indicator. Next one, interest rates. As such, interest rates are also lagging indicators because the banks will only be able to decide upon the interest rates quarterly. They will be the RBI announcements will be coming quarterly. So that is a lagging indicator. And consumer price index is also a lagging indicator because the consumer's price index depends upon the earnings and the current price levels. So all the three are lagging indicators, correct? Okay. Next one, trade cycle is purely monetary phenomenon. Who has? Yeah, go ahead for an option.
Option B.
B, hot tree, correct. Next one, the aggregate economic activity is declining in an economy. Then it is said to be in
Contraction.
contraction. Correct. So you can start solving these BCK questions. But I want some of you to answer at least loudly, because that time it will become interesting. Otherwise, it will become monotonous. All right. There is requirement of registration of the following as per the Indian Companies Act. Is there anything called the Indian Companies Act?
No, ma'am. It's just the
Correct. So here they have done a mistake. This is not the Indian Companies Act. It's just the Companies Act 2013. Of the following, which should get registered?
All of these.
All
All
of
of this.
yeah.
Correct. Opportunity is it inherent capacity, strategic disadvantage, favorable condition, none of the above?
None of the above.
Opportunity.
Favorable condition.
Condition for opportunity is a favorable condition. Okay. Then which company owns the largest pipeline network?
Gale.
GAIL. I'm not sure of the answer. I'll check it once. Question number 3, right? A, correct. Correct, ma'am. Next one. Public policies are
B. Restrictive, regulatory, facilitating.
option B. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Option B is correct. Next one. Which of the following is not the function of RBI? Monetary policy, fiscal policy, custodian of foreign exchange reserve, controller of credit. Of the following, which is not the function of RBI? Correct. Fiscal policy is the function of whose function is it? Fiscal policy of the country. Niti Aayog. Who is the controller of Niti Aayog? Central government's function is fiscal policy. RBI's function is the monetary policy. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one. You have to tell the term. Read out. Anyone can read out.
Dash is a technology where the banking organizations resort to the use of electronics, computers, and other networks to execute transactions and transfer funds.
Transfer funds. So which one?
E-cash.
Correct. E-cash. Correct. Next one. The attribute of profession does not include. You can read. Anyone can start reading. If it's taking time, I'll start reading. So, which is the answer? Correct. It does not. Certificate of. Correct. It requires certificate of service from. It does not require
Professional
from
body.
professional body. Correct. Next one. Which of the following is not part of economic environment? Yes.
Interest and exchange rate.
Correct. Next one. Walmart was ranked first on. So this one you have to check as per your new study material. Have anyone gone through the new chapter? That is that 4th chapter study material completely you have gone through or made some points which you can share with your friends. Anyone has done that?
No, ma'am.
Business organization chapter. So this chapter again, it is one peculiar chapter. So around they have discussed about so many companies. About Indian companies, they have discussed so many Indian companies, and about global companies, they have discussed only few companies. So both are important, but global company as such is very less. So you can at least read and make good points for global companies. If you see Indian companies, they have a lot of Indian companies, and the information is also overload. But for some Indian companies, you have to compulsorily read. So Wipro, or take a case of so what are all those? Wipro, this Dr. Reddy's lab question they'll give a question on Cipla. Once you have solved the questions, you can just gauge which is important from Indian companies. But global companies, you should study completely once.
Okay, ma'am.
And along with this, the institute has also given one good material for revision. So sir has shared that in the class, right?
Yes,
One
ma'am.
table wise, the material was there. Have you seen that?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you gone through that? At least that points be clear, because they have made it into tabular format and they have given it. So questions we can expect questions from there. So it was just released this recently in May, before the May exams, it was released, May 2021. So for each of this, who is the CEO, who is the CFO, and who is the present managing director, everything they have given, and what is the Forbes ranking. At least this you can study. I know this ranks, it may be difficult, but at least this managing director, who is the CEO, who is the CFO, all those you can get a good idea from this table, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All right. So have you studied this?
No, ma'am. Not yet, ma'am.
Okay. Now that we are sparing some 2 hours, we'll do something useful, because we are not going to study this alone if left us to read, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we are 28 participants, excluding me, 27. And we have a good amount of we have 34 companies. So each one of you have to read out one. Once you read out, at least those names will stay in your mind. Uh, we'll start. I'll just announce. Asmita, audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, read Adani Ports.
Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone Limited, incorporation year 1998, headquarters Ahmedabad, Gujarat, India. Present Managing Director Gautam Bhai
Gautam,
Chandrasekhar Adani.
correct.
Chief Executive Officer Karan Gautam Bhai Adnani. Chief
Right.
Financial Officer Deepak Maheshwari. Rank in Forbes World's Largest Public Corporation List 2020, 1754.
Okay. So Asmita did it a good job. So you have to read with the title, whoever is reading. Next, we have Shreyas from BMS. Audible, Shreyas? All right, Varun. Varun, can you read it out?
Asian Paints.
Okay.
Incorporation here 1942, headquarters Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. Present Managing Director Amit Single. Chief Executive Officer same Amit Single. Chief Financial Officer Jaya Murugan. Ranking in Forbes World's Largest Public Corporation List India, 1596th rank.
Okay. So some might feel this is a time pass what you are doing. I agree it might be time pass, but at least they give one question asking who is the CEO or who is the CFO or what is the rank. Now that we are sparing some amount of time, we'll just go through this. All right. Next one. Aarti ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Axis Bank Limited,
Okay.
incorporation year 1993, headquarters Mumbai, Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. Present Managing Director Amitabh Chaudhary, Chief Executive Officer Amitabh Chaudhary, Chief Financial Officer Purneet Sharma. Ranking in Forbes World's Largest Public Corporations List 2020, 727th rank. Ranking in Forbes World's Best Employer List 2020, 392nd rank.
So these are some special points. If you look at this, not for everyone, they have given the ranking in Forbes Best Employers list, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So at
ma'am.
least make a note of those things which are special in nature and which you can remember easily also. Only for Axis, as of now, we have seen it for Axis. So 392 in the employers list. Next one, Bajaj Auto. Just a second. Just a second. Anyone can unmute and read, or should I ask?
Can I?
Yeah, come on.
Bajaj Auto Limited, incorporated year 1945,
Okay.
Pune, Maharashtra, India.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I'm scrolling back. Yeah, sorry.
Chairman Rahul Bajaj, Present
Okay.
Managing Director Rajiv Bajaj, Chief Executive Officer Rajiv Bajaj, Chief Financial Officer Sauman Ray. Ranking in Forbes World's Largest Public Corporations List 2022, 2020, 1531st.
Correct. Next, Rakshit. Can you read it out? Rakshit there. Aditya.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Read out Airtel. Bharti Airtel Limited.
Bharti Airtel Limited, incorporation year 1995, headquarters New Delhi, India. Chairman Rahul Bajaj, Present Managing Director Rajiv Bajaj, Chief Executive Officer Rajiv Bajaj, Financial Officer Saumen Ray. Ranking in Forbes
Aditya.
world's largest
Aditya.
public
Aditya.
production.
Bharati Airtel Limited. We just read out Bajaj, right? It's okay. Read out Bharti Airtel Limited. It's okay. So Bharti Airtel Limited incorporation
Bharti
year.
Airtel Limited, Bharti Airtel Limited incorporation year 1995, headquarters New Delhi, India. Chairman Sunil Bharati Mittal, Present Managing Director Gopal Vittal, Chief Executive Officer Gopal Vittal, Chief Financial Officer Badal Bagri. Ranking in Forbes World's Largest Public Corporations List 2020, 700.
That's all. Right. Next one. Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited. Who will read out?
Can I read, ma'am?
Yeah, Bindu, come on.
Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, incorporation year 1952, headquarters Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. Chairman D. Rajkumar, present Managing Director K. Padmakar, Chief Executive Officer K. Padmakar, Chief Financial Officer Neelakanta Pillai Vijay Gopal. Ranking in Forbes World's Largest Public Corporation is 2020, 601st rank.
Right. So I'll stop screen sharing. For now, we have read 6 companies. Another will come back again later. So keep solving this question paper. You have downloaded all the papers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So solve till 20 questions for this one. What is it? BCK. We'll discuss this. Just a second. I'm getting one call. So on. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Are we done? So we have discussed till the e-cash. Next one, that attribute of profession that does not include. Just a second.
Attribute of profession does not include rendering of specialized nature of services.
Yes. So we are done till that one, right, ma'am? The e-cash we are done, Aarti, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So till sixth one we are done, right, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Walmart question 1.
Okay, Walmart. Yeah, next one. Sir is here. Just a second, I'll stop screen sharing. Sir is here.
Hi everyone.
Hello,
Hi,
sir.
sir.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning. मजे में हैं? How are you,
Yes,
Aarti
sir.
madam?
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
How is life? Oh,
Good,
I'm
sir.
great.
Missing you, sir.
I'm
Missing your
I'm
classes and your encouragement.
nature's beauty.
Wow.
और मजे में हैं?
Yes,
How are
sir.
others? Are you reading? होता है
Yes,
Jirendra?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Chetan?
Yes, sir.
ಆಯ್ತು ಓದಿ ಏನ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಜನ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಹಾ ಟೂ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ರೋಗ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ದೇ ಕೂಡ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅಲ್ವೇನ್ರಿ ಡೇ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಶುಡ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ವೆಲ್
Yes, sir.
ಓಕೆ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ವೆಲ್ all the best, read well, all of you. Mast madi, maja madi, enjoy. Sandhya, bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Bye, sir.
so much.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Yeah. So we'll continue. The seventh question. What is the answer? Government, we have done this. Walmart also we have done. Next one. What does OCB mean? Full form of OCB.
Option C.
C, 10th one. A, overseas corporate bodies. Option A, OCBs means. So all those questions which we are solving, at least from MTP, make a separate note of that. At that time, when we are revising through this, that one will not forget. So Varun, I'm not telling it only for you. Just told, it will become easy for us to revise during the exam, right? We don't know how to study all these subjects because we think we know we are well versed with this. We will be able to manage. But the MCQs as such, we don't know how it will appear in the exam. So whatever mistakes we are doing while solving the questions, make a rough note in whichever way you want or however you want. Make a rough note. After the while studying or while revising, you can just go through this once. That time it will make you completely prepared. That is at least the mistakes which you have done once in first time, you will not be able to, you will not be repeating it again, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Next one. Which one of the following is not the role of Competition Commission of India?
Option A.
Correct. To promote practices. It does not promote practices, it prevents the practices. Next one. The number of units of given currency that can be purchased for 1 unit of another currency is called
Exchange rate.
Exchange rate. Correct. Next one. Which one of the following is organic objective of business?
Option B.
Fitness of human resource.
Effective waste handling and disposal.
We'll
D.
check the answer. 13th one. Option B. Fitness of human resource. It is correct.
Okay, ma'am.
Next one. Peter Drucker. Aim of business is to create and retain customers. Correct. Next one. Which one of the following is not related to ITC?
Option A.
Option A. Kolkata 1910 and Yogesh Chandra Deveshwar. All they are related to ITC. How is Yogesh Chandra Deveshwar related to ITC? Who is this person? Yogesh Chandra Deveshwar. Anyone?
Is the chairman? Or...
He was the chairman of the ITC. All right, and Kolkata is its office, corporate office is Kolkata, and it was formed in 1910. So Vishal Shikha is not related to ITC Limited. Next one. Reforms in Dowry Act and Divorce Act are examples of what type of reforms?
Socio-cultural.
Socio-cultural reforms. Next one. Custodian of nation's foreign exchange reserves.
Reserve Bank of
India. Correct. Next one. Carry forward of a transaction from one settlement period to another is called as?
Option A.
Option A. Badla.
Badla.
Next one. A partnership may not be formed to carry on?
B. Social enterprise.
Social
Correct.
enterprise.
Why? Reason?
Because there is no any social, it is only for profit motive, not other.
Yeah, section 4 of the Indian
Indian
Partnership
Partnership Act 1932.
Next one. Relationship between organization and environment is described by?
All of the
these.
above.
Correct. Next one. This one you can ignore, only the recent question it would have changed. So you can ignore 21st question. Is this still there? Who was ranked third on the fourth? No, fourth.
Yes, ma'am, it is there, ma'am, in that.
Okay. Which company? It's option D.
Microsoft Corporation.
Okay. So here they are giving Apple. So you have to check. It would have been updated, your study material, recent study material, which is applicable for December 2021 exam. You have to refer that, and as per that you are.
It is Microsoft, ma'am, according to 2020.
Okay, sure. So next one, the form of privatization where government keeps hold of responsibility and private enterprise handles the management.
C. Delegation.
Delegation. Next one, head office of NABARD is situated in?
Mumbai.
Mumbai, correct. Next one, the opposite of bid is?
Ask or offer.
Correct. Next one, which is correct from the following statement?
Option B.
Option D, all of the above.
Oh.
Okay. 4 successive generations of an undivided. I'll just check. HUF earns income from salary, that is wrong. So yeah, I'll check it once. 26th one. Option C. So option C is correct. Only HUF is having a separate status as a separate entity only from the point of view of Income Tax Act.
Yes,
HUF can be carried on by any members of the family. So this statement is wrong. 4 successive generations of an undivided Hindu family, that is wrong. And Salary income can be earned only by individuals, right? A company
Yes,
cannot work
ma'am.
in another company and get income from salary. Can it?
No,
No.
ma'am, it's not.
So salary income is only for individual, not applicable for any other type of business organization, not even partnership, HUF, LLP, anything. It is only for individuals. So first two statements are wrong. Therefore, answer is option C. It has a separate later entity status as per the Income Tax Act 1961. Next one, which is not the characteristics of business environment.
Multi-phased.
Which is not the characteristic.
Static.
Option B. It is static. Answer is correct. Complex, it is complex in nature. Static means it does not change. It always remains constant. Is it? No. So answer is option C. Nestle is a beverage partner with which of the following companies?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Next one. FIPB stands for
Foreign Investment Promotion Board.
board. Correct. Next one. Which one of the following is an Indian regulatory body which facilitates business organization?
IRDA.
Yeah, correct. What is the full form? Is it IRDA or IFCI? 29th one.
IRDA.
Okay, what is the full form?
Insurance Regulatory and Development
Authority of India. Correct.
Authority of India.
Next one. Which one of the following is return on investment? Dividend, interest, yield, or none of the above?
Dividend, ma'am.
Interest.
So when you invest in shares, you get dividend. When you invest in any other type of security, be it bonds or debentures, you will get
Yield.
interest. Correct. Yield is the answer. Next one. Business as institution is whether it is job creator or job seeker or both.
Job creator.
Both.
Both.
Job creator.
Option C.
All right. So it is job creator. Answer 31, option A.
Okay.
Next one. Internal environment includes which of the following?
Option Mission and Objectives.
Correct. Next one. What happened to Microsoft in the year of 2014? So when you're not sure with these type of answers, sir would have discussed in exam session. So what would have happened? None of the above cannot be the answer for this because both the options are related to Microsoft. Satya Nadella is also related and Nokia is also related. Any one of the two or both should be correct. So if you're not sure with this and you don't want to go, you are not sure about the answer within A or B, and you have one option called both A and B. It is a true statement, right? We are not telling none, it is not A and B. We are telling both A and B is the answer. So you can go with option C. This is called guessing. These questions you can guess easily. If you see 33 is the option C. Correct.
Yes,
Even
ma'am.
I didn't know the answer. Right. What I did, Satya Nadella was related, and we know that Nokia has been acquired by Microsoft. Correct. We didn't know both these things happened in the year 2014. That's all.
Okay.
Next question. Simplification of trade restrictions related to import is example of
Globalization.
Globalization. Correct. The RBI has been vested with extensive power to control, supervise commercial banking system under the read the options properly and then answer.
Both A and B.
Correct.
Option B.
both A and B. The Banking Regulation Act also gives its powers, and it derives power and from its act itself. The RBI Act of 1934 and the Banking Regulation Act, both the acts give power for the RBI. What is price sensitivity?
Option A.
Yes.
Option
Sorry, someone said something.
Option A, ma'am.
36. Option A, correct. Next one. Who is the head of present MD and CEO of ICICI Bank?
Sandeep Bakshi.
Sandeep Bakshi is correct. Kochar was removed. Chanda Kochar was there. They are removed now. You know that, right? Case.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Chanda Kochar was the previous CEO. Due to some internal trade or they have been removed, and now Sandeep Bakshi is ICICI Bank MD and CEO. Next one. Which is the headquarters of L&T, Larsen and Toubro? Chennai, correct.
Chennai.
They have huge offices. If you visit huge buildings and infrastructure on Bangalore Chennai Highway Road, if you have visited through that, you would have seen that huge investment and huge infrastructure. Next one. SEBI, RBI, and IRDA are regulatory bodies. Last one. Which one of the following are not the India subsidiary of IOCI, SEL? Indian Oil Corporation Limited.
Brahmaputra Cracker and
Polymer Limited, correct. It was that a guess or you knew?
Guess.
Yes.
Yeah, nice guess.
Many were guesses only, ma'am.
So if you see here, petroleum, something names related to petrol is there. Indian Oil Corporation is petroleum related. So this is a petroleum company, and biofuels, it is also related to petroleum. And Indian Catalyst, within this other name looks most correct. Sometimes just your what is it? First guess or your first guts or what will tell for that? Your first this one feeling, correct. Instincts, it will help you out. Right? So we have completed one paper. We have discussed one chapter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see the second chapter and third chapter, then come back to another paper. So we have shared whatever papers was available with us previous MTPs. Question papers you can go through, right?
Yes,
So are the question papers?
No, ma'am.
No.
Only downloaded.
No. Nice honesty. So study material relevant for May 2021. Just a second. Let's share the screen. This BCK, BCK and logical reasoning, both read during your break time. It will become easier. When you will be solving other questions, you want to take a break by reading business correspondence and BCK, or even business correspondence as such. All those three subjects you can take as a break subject. So business environment. There's the meaning and definition. What are the characteristics? It is complex and it is dynamic, it is multifaceted, and it has a far-reaching impact. So if you see, we saw business environment is dynamic. It is not static in nature. Here there will be a sentence which tells that business environment is constantly interchanged and it is not static. So these are the sentences from which they pick up the options. All right. Importance of business environment. They have given 5 points. What are exchange of information, exchange of resources? How do you do that? All those you should know. Exchange of information is organization shares external with the environment, external environment. It exchange information. Even in the internal level, massive communications take place. All right. Next one. Resources. Resources is always obtained from which type of? Mostly, not always. Mostly it is obtained from external environment. Internal environment resources, can anyone give an example? Any resource. Finance, material, manpower, equipment, etc. Men, material, money, 5 M's. Any resource which comes or which is generated internally. It's okay, you can try.
Ma'am, can you say the question again? Ma'am, I did not understand.
Example of a resource which is generated internally.
Like RBI
No.
printing money notes or something like that, ma'am.
No, not that one. Resource. What is a resource? It is the inputs which is required for the organization. 5 M's. Men, material, money.
Okay.
So, yeah. What is the example? Reserves. Whatever reserves we are creating, that will become our finance, right? Reserves and surplus. Whatever we generate, our profit, what we pull back as reserves, all those will become internal resources, internal financing. Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Reserves are one important source of internal source of finance. They are called as pooling back of funds. Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next one. So, exchange of influence and power. Then they have given the case study of Cadbury. This is one important case study which is given. How the Cadbury adapted to the situation, completely changing situation. That is how it satisfied the customers. That it itself created a Visi cooler with Voltas, with its strategic partner Voltas, to reach the dairies to the final retail shop. From in all the retail shop, these type of containers of Cadbury are available. You have seen it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Next, what is environmental analysis and what is the purpose of environmental analysis? Those things. Environmental scanning, what are the steps? First, while scanning the environment, you have to study two factors. One is internal and one is the strategy scanning. Strategy is the long-term goal. You have to scan both your internal factors, what are the resources you have and what are your plans for the long term. Next, you have to understand what is the perceived environmental change. So if you are thinking that some changes are going to happen in the environment as of now, so what are those changes? You should first able to be identify what are the changes. Then you have to change your strategy as according to both. You have to satisfy your resources also, and you should match your change. What is happening in the outer market, you have to match the change also. These two in coordination should be done to change in the strategic change. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So next, types of business or components of business environment. This chart is a very important chart. So you have to read this. Then what is a macro environment? What is then you have SWOT analysis. Full form of SWOT,
Strength, weakness,
It's opportunity, threat.
Opportunity, threat.
What is strength? It is a superiority or internal positives which you are having in the company or the organization. Weakness is perceived limitation or which is the perceived weakness of the company. It is the superior. It are those areas in which we are not well developed or we are not performing satisfactorily. Improve upon, correct. Then opportunity is a favorable market condition, external favorable market condition is opportunity, and threat is not favorable or unfavorable opportunity in the condition in the market is called as a threat. So how do you do this? You have to match what with what. You have to match your strength with your opportunity and develop upon that. All right. So we'll do one table. Which is internal upon this and which is external?
Strength and weakness are internal. Opportunity and threat are external.
External. So we will write this one here. Strength and weakness, internal factors here. Opportunity and this one as here. All right. Okay. So what is the most favorable for the company? So we will tell which should be at a maximum level and which should be at the minimum level. When we are considering each case by case basis, strength and opportunity, both should be at maximum. This is M and M. Both should be M and M. All right. Then weakness and opportunity, what should be? Minimum maximum. Weakness should be minimum. I'll write MI for minimum. And one more should be maximum.
Maximum.
Strength and threat?
Maximum and minimum.
Maximum, minimum. Correct. Last one, both should be MI.
Minimum.
Minimum. This is a matrix called as Stowe's matrix. So they will not ask this matrix directly. They will ask, how will you maximize your profit? You can make note of this table if you want. So identify the given factors. They will give a case study and ask which is the most favorable situation for you. You should be able to answer. Got it?
Okay. Strength and opportunity of a businesses will be a favorable condition.
Favorable condition, correct. You want to note down this or it's we can go further?
We are
noted down, ma'am.
Noted, right. Then what you study about macro and micro environment. So for macro environment, sir, I have given one mnemonic. What is it? PESTLE. PESTLE is one. And then to add to that, sir would have given D. Remember everyone? Oh, the strength has increased to 41.
Sir, I sent message in group, ma'am.
Oh, nice. Hi everyone.
Dialogue now, ma'am. So.
Yeah, hi everyone. So, PESTLE full form: political, economic, social, technological. Yes is again social. Then L, legal. E, economic. Environmental. D is demographic. Then you have government and global. Just add. All right. Then other questions. Yes, you can go through. So economic policies, different types of policies are there. What is an industrial policy? Within what is an industry? Meaning of an industry.
Group of firms.
Group of firms which are
of same nature.
Similar in nature are called as industrial policy. For a particular industry, the government can come up with one type of policy. So for software companies, it has one type of policy, either relating to taxation or related to economic policies. It will have one type of policy for one particular type of industry. So what they will do, manufacturing industry, they will give more relaxation, right? More than a trading industry, manufacturing has given more relaxations and they are also given more benefits. Why? What is the reason that manufacturing industries are given more relaxations and more benefits when compared to any other type of industry?
Might be the labor intensive. They are labor intensive and labor.
They create jobs. Yeah, one reason is they create jobs. One more main reason.
Export increase.
Export, correct. Export is correct. Import, it will become wrong. So export is correct. We get huge foreign reserves when we are exporting. And some of the products manufactured in India have great or huge demand in the foreign. So that generates huge reserves, which will be used to clear our deficits. What deficits we maintain with the global banks, all those reserves will be used to clear those deficits or the loans. And fiscal policy, what is fiscal policy? Fiscal policy is the government policy on public expenditure, taxation, and etc. Public debt. So this one, what was Niti Aayog called before? You have this in your study material. What is Niti Aayog? First. You should have studied this, I'm sure. Come on. Remember during first in 1950, we had the first 5-year plan, which was read out by our Prime Minister, then Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru. We had the planning commission, you remember? In our school, school time, we have studied first 5-year plan commission, second 5-year plan commission.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
That planning commission is now called the
Niti Aayog.
Niti Aayog. All right, next one. Foreign investment policy and monetary. Who is in charge of fiscal policy? It is the Niti Aayog or the central government. Monetary policy is who is the function of RBI.
RBI.
Foreign investment policy is it is foreign investment policy. Again, it comes to the central government. Then export import EXIM policy. All right. So here, if you see, export is more encouraged and making more than rather having imports. The focus is now on
exports
and self-reliant. That is Atmanirbhar. Yeah, Atmanirbhar.
Yes, ma'am.
And one question will 100% come a case study on Atmanirbhar Bharat, and some case studies related to the effects of COVID. Case study in the sense you will get only one question. They will give a question based on that situation. You have to analyze and tell the answer. Okay. Then we have different types of environment. All those we have seen. Special analysis. All right. Just a second. Okay. So we'll solve one more paper and stop screen sharing. Which paper do you want to solve? Do you have any or can I screen share?
Screen share, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just choose some random paper. Just a second.
Ma'am, November 21.
Very nice. we can solve November 21 mock test papers.
Ma'am, which year you had given the exam, ma'am?
November 2019.
19. Okay.
So we will solve October 2019 we solved, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll solve November 2018. October series again. November 2018 October series. All right. Screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So solve this question. This table type of questions, they are frequently asked in exam. Start solving this question, economics. Question number 28 to 30. It's visible on the screen, right? Should I zoom it out?
Yes, ma'am. Visible, ma'am.
Visible.
It's
Okay.
visible.
Solve this. Then
Yes, ma'am.
what is the answer?
Ma'am, can you tell about the negative sign? We got 0.05
Okay.
minus 0.05 for 28.
Yeah,
And
elasticity. What is elasticity? You need not write in negative, right?
yes, ma'am.
So therefore, ignore negative elasticity. So 0.05x. Y is
Minus 45.
minus 45. Then Z
40.
14. Correct. Again, 35 and 36. They have given the utility you are required to compute the marginal utility. Marginal utility is utility at
Tn minus Tn minus.
this one. Correct. So what is 4 to 5?
2000.
2000. And 8 to 9?
400.
Correct.
B.
B, correct. This is again case study question. Study this and answer. You have 4 questions on this. And just zoom out once. Is this visible? All the
Yes.
questions in one
Yes,
screen.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
45 to 48. Answer this. Is this there in your study material, this type of question?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Solve this. So ready? Dhanush, Aarti ma'am, Tejaswini, ready? Others? Done, everyone?
Doing, ma'am.
Okay, we'll discuss this. This is a pretty good question also. So Nicole owns a small pottery factory. She can make 1,000 pieces of pottery per year and sell them for rupees 100 each. It costs Nicole 20,000 for the raw materials to produce the 1,000 pieces of pottery. She has invested 1 lakh in her factory and equipment in the form of 50,000 from her savings and 50,000 borrowed at 10%. Assume that she could have loaned her money out at 10% too. What is this? It is the opportunity cost. What is the meaning of opportunity cost?
She could have instead invested in some other place.
Some other place. That is cost of opportunity foregone. The second best opportunity, which is foregone, that is opportunity cost. And next one,
Okay.
Nicole can work at a completing pottery factory for rupees 40,000 per year. What is this?
Second opportunity cost.
This is not second opportunity. This is notional. Here she gets profit.
Okay.
If she had worked somewhere else, she would have got 40,000 per year as salary.
40,000. Okay, ma'am.
So now, what is accounting cost in this factory?
25,000.
How? 20,000 in the form of raw material and
plus
interest
interest
5,000.
5,000.
Next one. Economic cost at Nicole's factory is what is economic cost? What and all you should include?
Cost plus implicit cost.
Investment, interest, whatever the opportunity she has missed out.
Correct. So what should be the answer? 25,000 plus again one more 5,000 as interest, another 40,000 as salary. So your economic cost is 70,000. 46. Option B. What is option B? It is 70,000. All right. What is economic cost? As someone correctly pointed out, it is equal to accounting cost plus implicit cost. Next one. What is the accounting profit? She is selling 1,000 pieces of pottery for rupees 100 each. Total
Yes.
revenue is 1 lakh.
1 lakh.
Total accounting cost is 25,000. So profit is
75,000.
75,000. What is economic profit?
30,000.
30,000.
Correct. What is economic profit? Total revenue will remain same. There is nothing called economic revenue and accounting revenue. Revenue remains the same. Only cost and profit have difference. So your answer is 30,000.
30,000.
Correct. All right, shall we go to BCK?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. After this paper, you can take a break. So this 40 questions will solve. All right.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
which of the following is not an economic objective?
Conservation of
Conservation.
natural resources.
Option D.
Option D, correct. Next one. The dash environment refers to the nature and direction of the company in which a company competes or may compete.
Micro.
Economic.
Which is the answer? It is economic. Because micro environment contains the only those elements which are under the control of company. Whereas economic environment is the place where it actually operates along with various other competitors. So it is the economic environment. Then this one. How much percentage of shares was acquired by Walmart? %. Then it completely purchased. So what is now Flipkart is 100% subsidiary of
Walmart.
Right. Next one. In which of the following sector FDI is not permitted?
Nidhi company.
Correct. Nidhi company is correct. NABARD is the most important institution in the country. It looks after which of the following industries?
All of
this.
What is the full form of NABARD? National Agricultural Bank. National Bank for Agricultural and Rural Development. Next one. Which of the following is not related to funds transfer in banks?
CRR.
CRR.
What is CRR?
Cash
Cash
reserve.
Cash reserve ratio. It is only related to cash reserve ratio is the amount of
Credit
cash
control.
which it should be maintained in the bank. Next question. Which is not an economic activity? Purchasing
Option
of shares.
Planting
A tree in garden. Correct. Then which one of the following is not a factor influencing the socio-cultural environment?
Launch of mobile phone with advanced technology.
Correct. All others are related to socio and cultural environment. Next one, you have to match. Apple is Macintosh. Maruti, Ciaz. Nestle, Maggi. And Airtel is mobile phone
service.
The method of FDI other than automatic route is called as
Government rule. Route.
Government route. Is it government route or institutional route? Correct. Answer is correct. Government route is correct. Exim Bank took over the operations of international finance wing of which bank?
IRDAI.
IRDAI is related to insurance, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India.
IFCI.
IDBI.
IDBI.
What is the full form of, if you know the full form, the answer is there. What is IFCI full form?
Something related to foreign exchange.
No, it is Financial Corporation.
Oh.
IDBI is Industrial
Development Bank of India.
India, correct. So from which it should have taken over?
IDBI.
IDBI, correct. So answer is option C, IDBI. Next one. Carrying forward, we have seen this in the previous paper also. What was it?
Badla.
Badla, correct. A partnership may not be formed. Again, this was a repeating question.
Social enterprise.
Relationship between organization and environment. For what? Now only we discuss this. Exchange of all of the above. Next one. CEO and MD of Infosys.
Narayan Murthy.
Narayan Murthy is wrong. CEO and MD.
Salil Parekh.
Salil Parekh, correct. Don't get confused with Nandan Nilekani. Who is Nandan Nilekani now in Infosys?
CFO.
CFO, is it? No, I'm not sure.
Chairman, ma'am. Chairman.
Yeah, chairman can be there. I'll just check it out once.
Yes, ma'am, it is chairman.
It is chairman. So
I have.
Nandan Nilekani sir is chairman there. Salil Parekh is the CEO.
CEO and CFO.
CFO. MD, sorry, not CFO.
Sorry, ma'am. CFO is Sandeep Kumar.
Next one, privatization. So again, this is also one more repeated question which was there in the other paper. It is delegation. So next question, which is incorrect from the options. Development banks provide funds to new and upcoming business houses. It is correct.
True.
Development banks accept long-term deposit from individual and firms.
Incorrect.
False.
Okay. Yeah. IFCI was the first development bank in India. It is correct. The other two banks, ICICI and IDBI, have been converted into commercial banks. That is also true.
True.
Yes.
Yes. So answer is option B. Development bank accept long-term deposit. What is bear market?
Option B.
Option B.
B is correct. Bull, they try to push it up. You just remember bull's head. It will have horns. It tries to push it up, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Bear, what is bear?
It will push down.
It will push its enemies down. So bear market is falling down. Next one. Which of the following is not an economic objective of the firm?
Option D.
Option D.
Option D.
D. Nice, Varun. Bear. Next one. Which of the following is not the economic objective of the firm?
Option D, Akka, we told.
Conversion of natural resources.
Correct. We just discussed. Sorry. Next one. Again, which is incorrect. Partnership in place. Contractual ownership of business. Liability of partner is limited to the extent of one's share capital. Contract is an agreement enforceable by law is called a deed. Deed may be registered in India under the Indian Partnership Act 1932, which is correct.
Option B.
Option B. Liability of partner is Sorry,
Unlimited.
it implies, no, they have asked you to see, even I was confused. So they have asked you to mark the incorrect. From A, B, C, and D, which is wrong, option B is wrong. Because in partnership, you have unlimited liability, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next one, CEO and MD of Larsen and Turbo.
S.N. Subramanian.
Subramania.
Correct. Nice. Next one. Which of the following statements about RBI is incorrect?
Option C.
Correct. All others are the functions of RBI. Central bank, then it is central bank. Why? It is the banker's bank. Next one, roles is to ensure monetary stability. It's correct. Then the sole authority of issue of currency is also RBI. So option C is incorrect. Next one, economic reforms introduced in India in 1992 are called as LPG. That refers to
Option B.
populate public-private partnership. Correct.
None of
Next.
this.
No,
None
option B.
Ma'am, it is liberalization, privatization, and globalization, ma'am.
Okay, that refers to there. Correct. You're correct. So, Varun, I think it was Rahul, no?
Yes,
Yes, yeah. So what was popularized public? It is the meaning of LPG, but they have asked the full form of LPG that refers to. So there is no answer for that. Therefore, it is none of these.
Okay, ma'am.
Next one. Selling low prices in order to discourage or deter potential new entrants into the suppliers market.
Preemptive pricing. Option A.
Correct. Maximum number of members of a public company?
No limit.
No
No
limit.
limit. Correct. The single
Infinite.
word that describes, sorry?
No limit.
Correct. Varun. Next one. The single word that describes the best today's business.
Profit making.
Technology.
Change.
It is change.
Change. Okay, ma'am.
Co-founder of Microsoft with Bill Gates?
Paul Allen.
Correct. We all know Bill Gates. We don't know the co-founder. It is Paul Allen. BRICS stands for?
Option C.
Correct. Brazil?
Option C.
Correct. Option C. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
South Africa.
Which one of the following is the regulatory body which facilitates business? It is IR. It is
IRDA.
correct.
Yeah.
Next one. When two or more companies come together to expand their business in
Joint
a newly
venture.
joint venture. Next one. Business, mark the incorrect. Business has only one motive, which is profit. It is the incorrect. Directly about that. Right. But in exam, even though you are 100% sure that this is the incorrect option, go through all the options once again and then come and tick the correct answer. Okay. Competition is beneficial to the competing firms besides benefiting the
Customers.
customers. Correct.
Customers.
Burman Shell Refineries Limited was taken over by the government of India to form
ONGC.
ONGC. Correct. Simplification of trade restrictions related to import is best example of
Globalization.
globalization. Next. Who was the regulatory body for controlling financial affairs in India before SEBI?
Controller of capital issues.
Correct. Controller of capital issues is the correct answer. SEBI was priorly known as the controller of capital issues. So now two things relate. SEBI is previously known as controller of capital issue. Niti Aayog was previously known as
Planning Commission.
Planning Commission. Correct. Dash is a strategy that is used to minimize the risk of particular investment and maximize the returns of an investment.
Hedge.
Hedge. Correct. Dash with their own bargaining power affect the cost structure of the industry. Suppliers.
Suppliers.
They have the bargaining power. which is not a PSU. Post and Telegraph
Post
is not
and
the
Telegraph.
public sector undertaking. It is the Department of Government of India, Post and Telegraph Department. Next question. We have to mark the correct one. Which is correct?
All of the above.
All of the above. Correct. Number of units of given currency purchased. This is again a repetition. What is this?
Exchange rate.
Exchange rate.
Exchange rate.
Nice. So we have completed one paper. We'll just see chapter 6 once. Chapter 6 is one more headache chapter. Why?
Terminology.
It has
Terminologies.
terminologies.
It has various terminologies. But I'll show that it is not a headache. How? Do anyone have a particular approach to study this? Have anyone studied this chapter?
No.
Very
No,
nice. Very honest. Varun and Aarti ma'am, very honest. Best policy, right? Okay. So what we are going to do is, this is one approach which I followed, and which we were one group of people, we are friends who used to study. 4 of us were there. So this was one idea given by one of my friend. Okay. So in this, there are more than 100 terms. All right. Of those, you already know at least 50%. Do you agree or not?
Yes.
Yes.
So go through the chapter once, full chapter. So the moment you see one word and you know the meaning of that word, you don't mark anything. You just see the definition and go to the next word. Okay. So now you know what is agent, you know what is amortization, annuity, annuity, appreciation, you know up to here. For example, next word you get arbitrage. For example, we don't know the meaning. Why? For example, I don't know the meaning of arbitrage. So what I will do, I will mark a tick mark next to arbitrage. I will read this. Next time when I am reading the whole chapter, should I read all the terms again or only the ticked ones?
Only the tick words.
Tick ones. You have 4 color pens, correct?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
First time when you are reading, blue color tick mark for the words which you don't know. Second time when you're reading, of those words which you have already studied, you try and recall. You would have got some words, you would have not got some words, right? Go to your full color pen, take black ink. Second time also you are doing a mistake, mark one more tick mark. Or if you are not comfortable, some other symbol, circle or something. Will that become easier? It is your study material. No, whatever you want, you can do with it. Is anyone going to stop you from making marks?
No, ma'am.
So this way, if you are studying this chapter, it will become very easy. And 5 to 6 questions, they will aram se give from the 40 questions what you are going to write in BCK. It is very easy chapter. Why do you skip this? Are you getting this?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is one approach which we followed. So you can also just go through. And one more thing, as I'm keep repeating, you will not sit separately for this subject. We are not going to sit for the separately for the subject, correct? That too, when we are left only with 1 month. Take your lunch time. Once you go, you will take your lunch break, right? After lunch, you will not be in a mood to study anything. Means at least for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you need a break. Take a break. I don't tell you always be with the other break subjects. So once you return, sit with this subject for 15 minutes or half an hour, spend some time, then go to again, if you're studying law or maths, whichever you're doing, go back to that. You're doing accounts, anything, during your lunch, during your, or your mother would be cooking the food, right? She will, you know that next your mother will be calling you for dinner, correct? When she's going to call you for dinner, we will not be in a mood to read. We'll be in the mood to go and have the dinner. During that time, 10 minutes, we will waste time. Instead of wasting time, take this book out and start reading. Getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That way, we at least open these books. and or open these chapters. Otherwise, we'll open it only behind the exam day, and that day you will have already tension for English. If you take, you will have the tension of law. Will you read law that day or will you read English that day?
Law.
All right. You will not spend time now. Also, you will not spend any time on that. You will not spend any time on that day also. That is prior to the exam. That day also, you will not spend any time. Then how can we expect good marks for? So in law, how much ever we write, we are going to get only 60. Correct. Questions are there only for 60 marks in the paper. Another 40 marks we have to write English. Similar to that was only logical reasoning. Stats and max, whatever we practice, we will get only 80 marks. We have to score another 20 and another 40 for each case. That is English, logical reasoning, and BCK. So spend some time, like on a daily basis. If you take all those time pass time, whichever we do, we get around say 2 hours, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That time, take this out and study the syllabus. All right. So we have completed till here. Take 5 minutes break. We'll come back and start again by 12:45. Okay. We'll solve another paper and we'll see the 2 chapters which you have left out. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Everyone back? Back, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, should we solve paper now, or we will discuss another 2 chapters and solve one more paper later?
Anything is fine, Akka.
Anything is fine. So we are left with the 3rd chapter we have seen. That one you have to further go and study. If you want, you can study from that revision material also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll discuss the 2 chapters, that is government policies and organizations facilitating the business. And then we'll solve one more paper. All right. This is a very small chapter. Organizing growth policy, government policies for business growth. Yes, okay. Yeah. So first, what are the different? Here there is a chart given. First, how the historical was there, how the ancient India business government policies. Then under the British, how it how it saw changes. Then since independence, what are the various changes which the business organization has faced. Then what are the spectra? Spectra for government policies on the basis of scope and on the basis of impact. Then what are the macro level policies? Last one, economic change in India, liberalization, privatization. Then we have IFDI, FIIS, and OFDI. All right. So this is all, you can read it on yourself. So economic policies, macroeconomic level, you have 2 policies. One is the fiscal policy and another is the monetary policy. Monetary policy is related to the currency and money related matters are taken care by the monetary policy. Fiscal policy is the government policy for the public expenditure and public spending. That is the fiscal policy. Then on the basis of each sector, economic policy is divided into agricultural policy, industrial policy, and foreign trade and investment policy. How the policies are formed, all those they have given the theory you have to go. So what are the 4 types of policies? Protective, restrictive, regulatory, regulative, and facilitative policies. What are protective policies? Can anyone explain with an example? Yeah, anyone? Protective policies? They provide they provide protection from any act. It can be like for, what is it? Black Money Laundry Prevention Act. It provides any type of protection. So here they have given example of mid-50s to 80s, multinational corporations in India grew. Therefore, the economic policies between mid-50s to 80s was formed such that it gave protection to the Indian companies. Correct. Next one, restrictive policy. Restrictive policies are mainly created to prevent the monopoly situation. Regulatory policies are for carrying, it is procedural in nature. Many policies which are given are regulatory in nature, okay, which includes the RBI, SEBI, IRDI, everything. Most commonly, they are regulatory policies. Then facilitative or development policies are for the development of the organizations or the industry which they are concerned. Main example will be MSME, NABARD, all those.
Ma'am,
Here
yes. Protect policies, I had written indigenous business, ma'am. I don't know why. What is indigenous business, ma'am?
Yeah, that is the example of during the mid 50s and 80s, 1950 to 1980, the Indian government first priority was to protect its own company, indigenous. That is the Indian companies were given the first priority. Otherwise, what would have happened? We were controlled by one company called the East India Company.
East India Company.
If we are going to again give the power to other foreign multinational people, now itself we had come out of the one huge problem. So again, getting into that, it would have not been a favorable situation then. Now, even we have established companies and we have our regulatory policies and we know how to handle the situation. Now we are going for multinational growth. But during the starting of our independence, we were not sure. We were not so fully fledged with all these policies and all the knowledge or exposure what we had, the country as such, right? So the protective policy is to protect the Indian economy and as well as the Indian companies.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Next one, what is liberalization? Who introduced these policies? Under whose able guidance was this LPG policy came up? Who was the then finance minister? Who introduced LPG? Correct. Dr. Manmohan Singh was the, we can tell, the bedrock of the current economic situation. He was the one who took, during that time we were in Great Depression. India was in Great Depression that time. All the organizations were going through, and our exchange rates, foreign reserves, everything was, it had crashed. The stock market crashed, everything had happened. Then with the able guidance, we came up and we opened our economy. We went global with LPG. From there, we have come to today, where we have a dream called $1 trillion economy. We are aiming towards that, right? So that is under the guidance of Dr. Manmohan Singh. Liberalization. What are the difference between privatization, liberalization, and globalization? Anyone can explain? Liberalization meaning the set of, we had very rigid government policies. Those policies which were very rigid in nature, we started making them business facilitating. Therefore, we became liberal. That is liberalization policies. Then privatization. What is privatization? Most of the companies or most of the big players in the market, they were controlled. They were public companies or governed by the public sector undertakings. So the government identified those sick entities and they privatized them. And after the private management came into place, privatization helped to bring back the sick companies to bring out of their current situation. That was privatization. Then globalization, we allowed imports. We removed the restriction on imports and exports also grew. That is globalization. What are the different types of privatization? We have delegation, divestment, displacement, and disinvestment. Delegation is the government still has the control, it has the responsibility, but the management is taken care by the private enterprise. It can happen in the form of contract, franchising, etc. Then divestment.
Ma'am, railways, ma'am.
Yeah, railways, correct. Divestment means, in divestment, what the government is doing, it is surrendering a partial part of its ownership. That is divestment. Then displacement is one private entity will completely displace or it will substitute the government entity. So best example they have given here is BSNL. Now BSNL is completely being displaced by the private sector.
Yes, ma'am.
Then last one is disinvestment. So this divestment and disinvestment, you have to note down the difference. In divestment, the government is surrendering partial ownership. But disinvestment, the government is selling a portion of ownership in the public enterprise.
Okay.
Okay. Next one, we have IFDI, Inward Foreign Direct Investment. FDI permission. So first it was allowed only for 26%, then 49%, then it became 51%. Later it became, they have given for 100% defense, 100% also. Now they have given the permission for inward foreign direct investment. Here you have seen. So what are the both two routes? One is the government route and another is the automatic route. Visible? The two routes
Yes,
are
ma'am.
government and the automatic route. So government is you require approval from the government and you have to comply with all the rules and conditions. SEBI, all those comes into picture for government route. Automatic route is you require no permission from the government. Only permission required is the Foreign Investment Promotion Board. From there you have to get your permission and start your business, FDI. So some sectors in which FDI is prohibited. This question was there, right? Just a second. So this is very important. You have around 9 sectors in which under both the situation, there it is not included. One is atomic energy, another is lottery business, gambling, business or chit fund, nidhi company, agriculture. In agriculture, you have exemption. So this is already a negative. Under that negative, we have one more negative. What is it? It is allowed in these regions.
FDI
It is not prohibited. What are those? Floriculture, horticulture, development of seeds, animal husbandry, physiculture, vegetables, mushrooms, etc. Under the control conditions of related to agro and allied sectors, they are allowed. Then again under plantation, it is not allowed. Under tea, it is allowed.
Okay.
Getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, you are not allowed in housing and real estate business except for development of townships, construction of residential and commercial premises, etc. Then you have transferable development rights, TDRs.
Construction.
Then last one is manufacturing of cigars, cheroots, all those, tobacco and tobacco substitutes. They are not allowed. So these 2 points are special. One is agriculture and another is housing.
Housing and real estate business. Okay.
All right. Then what are foreign institutional investment? That is only through the share market. Investors are investing either in the form of securities, that is shares, or any other security, debenture, bonds, etc.
Yes.
All right. Normally it happens to the equity market. And for which they are concerned only with the bullish markets. They don't go into the bear markets.
Okay, ma'am.
Any one country which has grown leaps and bounds with FII? Example. Singapore. They have grown so they are so advanced only because of foreign institutional investments. Last one, OFDI, investment from India abroad. What are that? It is also
Indian
like
companies investing in abroad.
Abroad, correct. Example.
Asian Paints having
yeah,
working in 16 countries.
Correct. So
Also
this is so this is related to this chapter. We have completed this chapter. It was pretty simple, but many important topics in this. Go through this. Last chapter, which we'll be seeing, is organizations facilitating business. Right? So here, non-funding institutions, you will study about RBI, SEBI, CCI, and IRDI. Funding institution, you will study about NABARD. From these 6 chapters, which one you feel is very simple? Actual simple chapters are chapter 4 and chapter 5. They are theory oriented, correct? One is again, it is complete introduction. Business environment has so many terms. Organization, we don't know how to complete it. These two chapters are good chapters and they are also easy to study. Don't you feel so?
Yes, ma'am.
So first complete studying these two chapters. If you're not comfortable studying BCK, first complete these two. Then you can go to introduction, then environment, it depends. But these two are important and easy ones. You can go through this. You have to know the meaning of these terms. Freight, who is a freight forwarder, who is business incubator, who is business consultant, and who is a merchandiser. So under non-funding bodies, first you will be studying about RBI. Under RBI, there are various roles. We'll just see some important ones. It is the highest monetary, apex monetary institution in the country. It is responsible for maintaining economic stability. Then public financial institution, advisor for the government. It is called the Bankers Bank. Then it is the, so see, that is the point which it is the Bankers Bank to the commercial banks. Then RBI has to keep a check on the inflationary trends, and it should control the credit policy and the monetary policy of the country. And last one is, it protects the market for government securities and channelize the credit in the desired direction. These are the various functions of RBI. Now, functions of RBI, you have to read, you should know this sentence that is from the preamble of RBI, this sentence, what is the function of RBI. Then apart from this, it also performs various other functions, that is issuer of currency, it is the government's bank, then bankers bank, custodian of foreign exchange reserves, it is a controller of credit and promotional functions, and collection and publication of data. Then what are the roles that RBI plays? It plays a major role in the currency and credit policy of the country. That is put together, we call these two put together, we call the monetary policy of the country. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And this point, what is 1 basis point? 1% is equal to 100 basis point. This is important. They will ask a question from this also. So what is the meaning? They have given illustrative example also. 7.75%. It decreases the rate by 25 basis point. Means by how much percentage they have reduced?
0.25%.
0.25%. So the new rate is 7.5%. They will ask these type of questions. Then you have SEBI. Before SEBI was given the statutory powers in 1992. Before that, it was controller of capital issues. It was formed or given it is there from the independence, 1947, it is there, controller of capital issues. Then again, you have the role, functions, and responsibility of SEBI. And this one, SEBI is a quasi-legislative, executive, and judicial statutory body, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I got one call. Sorry. So apart from that, you have the competition commission. Competition commission, the direct competition and indirect competition. What are the different examples for that? You have to look into it. Then what is the role? All those you have. So we are. Then the next one, you go to see the IRDI, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. Even under that, you have the roles and the responsibilities and what are the functions. So here they have given a complete overview of the company. So RBI was set up in April 1st, 1935. Right. What was the first corporate office or the headquarters of RBI? Where was it located first?
Calcutta.
Calcutta, correct. Then now it is in
Mumbai.
Mumbai, correct. Next one. SEBI was given the approval in April 12, 1998. CCI is 2003. IRDI is 2000. Then what are the underlying acts? RBI is RBI Act 1934. SEBI is SEBI Act 1992. Competition Act 2002 and IRDA Act 1999. Everything is the previous year other than SEBI. Correct.
Yes,
1988 is the forming year. Here it is given powers in 1992. All others is ulta case. First the act came, then the next subsequent year the body was set up. Then what are the important precedents? So SEBI was first RBI. It is fully controlled by the government of India. Then SEBI replaced the National Comptroller of Capital Issues. Then Competition Commission, it replaced the Monopolies Commission under the Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act of 1969. Then IRDI, there were 2 to 3 acts which were there before. IRDI is the consolidated act of all the 3 provisions. It includes all the 3 provisions: Insurance Act 1938, 1956, and 1972. All the 3 put together, they come up with a new policy called as, new act called as IRDA Act 1999. Then what is the essential mandate? It includes the money market and it is a central bank. SEBI, it is the capital market controller. Then you have competition. It is the various other factors which are not considered with the money. Competition, how to prevent and control the competition and unfair trade practices. And the last one, insurance, is the apex authority for the insurance market. All right. Other than that, they have given all the main functions. They have given in a good table format. You can use it for a revision. But first study all the functions which are given under the separate heading. Then you can come to the table. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then you have funding institution. Under funding institution, you will be studying about NABARD. Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We'll just see one more paper, then we'll be done. All right. Just a second. And in economics, especially solve those tabular questions where you're required to solve the questions. All right. So just a second. My screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll just see whether we have some questions here. These are okay. Yeah, there are 4 questions. This is on the production. We have not solved any question on the production, this one, no? Production chapter. These tabular type of question.
No, ma'am.
Okay, solve this. This is the November 2018 August series paper. If you want, you can open it. Here also I'll share. First question. First you take down the table and complete the table. Then whatever data you require from that you can use. So here they have given when the labor input is 2, we don't know the output, but we know the average marginal product. From marginal product, can we compute the actual output?
50. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then what is the average product? Average product is the total output divided by 2, correct. Then in the similar manner, you keep on filling. So what should be your answer? At labor of 2, output is 50, right?
Yes, ma'am. 50.
Yes, ma'am.
And labor of 4, output per worker is, what is output per worker? It is the average, correct. Has anyone computed? You have 90 divided by 4. Like that only you should do, no? Anything mistake?
No, I'm correct.
So what is the answer?
22.5.
22.5. Next one, at the labor input of 6, the marginal product of labor you are required to see.
$30.
30.
30, correct. Next, last question. The firm's output is at short run maximum at labor input of, in the short run, where it is maximum, they are asking.
Ma'am, the previous one, isn't it 15, ma'am?
One minute, 28th one, right? '28 option C. Yeah, it is correct. 15 is correct. How did we get 30? I think average. Have you done average?
Ma'am, Tn minus Tn.
Tn minus Tn n minus 1, ma'am. Marginal product.
Correct. So you should get 15, right?
We got 90 minus 6. 125 minus 90, 30, I think, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Divided by 2 because it is increasing from
Increasing 2 digit, 2. Right?
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Note that down. So for 29th one, you will get option B, that is 4. And firm's output is at short run maximum, again at 10 units. All right.
How, ma'am, that 10 unit?
From here, 14 is the average.
Yes, ma'am.
Average into number of labor input, you will get the output, right?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Okay.
8
again,
is also 140 now, ma'am.
But what is the marginal here? This one, marginal product, check with the marginal.
$10.
And for this, what is the marginal product?
0.
So when is the product curve at its highest?
10,
When MP is equal to
0.
0. Therefore, you should choose option 10.
Okay, ma'am.
Similarly, you have here one question for cost. We'll solve this. When production is 40 units, the average total cost is So here they have given a competitive firm sells as much as the product as it chooses at a market price of 200 per unit.
170, ma'am. 170.
Correct. 170. Correct. Next one. 35th one. No, I'll just check it once. 35th. Option D. Correct. Option D they have given. How did you do this? Its fixed cost is 600 and its variable cost is given. Okay. So at fixed cost is fixed. So for at each unit, you have the fixed cost as 600 rupees.
600.
The average total cost. So 40 is 6,800 plus 600 divided by
40.
40. So what should your answer be?
185.
185. So where did you miss?
We directly
Add
divided
the 600.
40.
Okay, right. They have asked average total cost. Next one, the marginal cost per unit which corresponds to 40 of production. So you have to fill this table first. What I suggest in all these type of tabular question, fill the complete details first and then start to answer the questions. It will become easier. It might be time consuming, but instead of coming to each question and filling the required data, once for all, fill the table fully and then come back and answer the questions.
Ma'am, we are not supposed to write on the question paper.
You have in the question paper, you have space for rough work.
In that we can.
That
okay,
you can take down the table and do that, because it will become easy, simple. Otherwise, we will go wrong one or the other way, because we have to do so many calculations. No, simple calculations only, marginal product or marginal cost, but we should have the data continuously. We can't keep shifting the pages.
Yes, ma'am.
Write down. I think there will be two sheets for rough work. So write little small but legible and you can finish. Otherwise, at the worst case, if you don't have paper also, you write in pencil only. Erase the one which you have already worked and come back and do the other one. But all those are double work. Write smallly and complete.
Okay, ma'am.
Can we manage in the two paper, ma'am?
It is difficult, but we don't have choice, because some of the invigilators, they may allow to write in the next to the question. That is in this table only, they may allow us to write. Later, they will tell us to erase while submitting. But as per the institute guidelines, what is the rule? They have told that we are not required to, we are not supposed to write in any place other than where they have given specifically for rough work. No.
Yes, ma'am.
So it depends. It depends on the invigilator or where you are writing the exam. It depends.
We can erase the workings, ma'am.
That is, I don't know. During our time, some of our friends told they were allowed to do that. In our center, we were not allowed.
No, ma'am. In the rough work, if you write and erase, it's not. It's okay, ma'am.
It's okay. It's okay. That is fine.
Okay, ma'am.
And for economics, not required. I think for the maths, we should manage.
Yeah, economics, it will be easier. Max, we can manage, but yeah, same what I told. Max, it is difficult because we are all used to solve first and then choose the answer. So it is required. You can request, if you don't have place, you can request with the invigilator and see what the invigilator tells.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. So BCK we have seen. Is it fine? Will you be able to solve the other questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we are completing the R2C revision sessions. All the very best. We have correct 1 month from now. Study well. All the very best.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank